Have you ever taken a shortcut and felt like something was wrong? Not dangerous, not obvious, just wrong enough that your instincts whispered, "Don't be here." Tonight, I want to tell you about an alley that doesn't appear on maps, an alley where watches stop working, phones lose signal, and time behaves like it's alive. Some people walk into it for minutes and come out missing years. Others never come out at all. This is a story about a place hidden between buildings and what happens when time decides to slow down just for you. Ethan Morales hated being late. He lived in the city long enough to know that time wasn't forgiving. Miss one bus, miss one train, and your entire day collapsed. That night, rain soaked the sidewalks and blurred the streetlights into glowing halos. The city felt tired, heavy, quiet in the wrong way. Ethan was heading home when he noticed the alley. He'd walked this block hundreds of times before, but he didn't remember it ever being there. No sign, no graffiti, just a narrow gap between two brick buildings, stretching farther back than it should have. Google Maps said it would save him 7 minutes. 7 minutes didn't feel like a risk. 7 minutes felt harmless. He stepped inside. The moment his foot crossed the threshold, the sound of traffic vanished. Not faded, vanished, like someone had closed a door behind him. The rain stopped mid-fall. The air felt thick, stale, unmoving. Ethan checked his phone. 9:42 p.m. He took another step, then another. The alley didn't get longer, but it felt deeper. The walls seemed closer now, pressing in slightly, as if the space itself were breathing. His footsteps echoed too slowly, dragging behind him. That's when he felt it, that subtle, nauseating sensation that time itself had hesitated. Halfway down the alley, Ethan noticed someone standing ahead of him, a man. He was completely still, wearing a long coat that looked far too heavy for the weather. His head was tilted, as if he were listening to something Ethan couldn't hear. "Hey," Ethan called out. No response. Ethan walked closer. The man moved, but not the way people move. His arm lifted slowly, painfully, like it was pushing through thick water. Every motion lagged, stretched, delayed. It was like watching a video play at the wrong speed. "Are you okay?" Ethan asked. The man turned. His face wasn't injured. It wasn't deformed. It was old, wrinkled beyond reason. His eyes were cloudy, exhausted, hollow. But his clothes told a different story. Clean, modern, untouched by age. The man opened his mouth. Seconds passed, then minutes. Finally, the words came out, broken and stretched apart. "Don't stop walking." Ethan stepped back. And that's when he noticed the others, figures leaning against the walls, sitting on the ground, standing frozen mid-step, all of them moving at different speeds, some barely moving at all. One woman blinked. When her eyes opened again, her hair had turned white. Ethan turned and ran, or at least he tried to. The faster he moved, the heavier his body felt. Each step became a struggle, like the air itself was resisting him. Time thickened around his limbs, slowing him down the more he panicked. That's when he saw the scratches on the wall. Tallies, hundreds of them, some carved deep and steady, others faint, shallow, like the person ran out of strength before finishing. Between the marks were messages etched into the brick. "I entered at 6:10 p.m. Further down, "Still here at 6:12. And then, "I don't know what day it is." Ethan checked his phone again. 9:42 p.m. No missed calls, no drained battery. Time outside the alley hadn't moved at all. Inside, it was tearing people apart at different speeds. On the ground, he found a notebook, leather-bound, brittle with age. Inside were names, dates, notes written in different handwriting, some neat, some desperate. One entry spanned hours, another spanned decades. The final entry read, "The alley decides how much time you owe." Ethan understood then. This place wasn't broken, it was measuring, judging, weighing something invisible inside every person who entered. Ahead of him, at the end of the alley, he saw light, a street lamp, traffic sounds, life, normality. He forced himself forward. Each step burned, his hands shook, his knees screamed. Behind him, the others watched, some with envy, some with warning. One voice whispered, so faint he almost missed it, "It takes something every time." Ethan crossed the threshold. The rain returned instantly. The noise of the city slammed back into existence. He collapsed onto the sidewalk, gasping for air. A stranger rushed over. "Hey, are you okay?" Ethan looked up. The man's eyes widened. "Oh my God!" Ethan raised his hands. They were wrinkled. His skin sagged. His reflection in a shop window told the truth. He had aged 30 years. His phone buzzed. 9:43 p.m. 1 minute had passed. Ethan survived, but the alley never really let him go. Years later, Ethan dedicated his life to tracking it. Old maps, city records, missing persons cases.
There it
The
is
alley
again,
appeared
the same
randomly,
impossible angle,
never in the
hidden
same
just
place
like the others.
twice.
It's following
Always
us.
when someone was in a hurry, always when someone wanted a shortcut. Ethan left warnings, scratched messages near suspicious gaps between buildings. Sometimes he saved people, sometimes he was too late. Police reports described elderly people with missing memories, children who vanished and returned as adults, alleys that vanished overnight without explanation. Ethan aged faster than everyone else. Doctors couldn't explain it, but Ethan knew. Time had marked him, and the alley was still watching. So if you ever see a shortcut that feels too quiet, too empty, too convenient, don't take it, because time might be waiting for you, and it always collects its debt.